Breaking news. Or should we say family meltdown of the year? Because the internet is absolutely losing its mind after a jaw-dropping moment involving Tameka Tiny Harris, hip-hop legend T.I., and their daughter Zonnique. And trust me, this one has people asking questions. Nobody expected to hear inside the Harris household, according to whispers spreading across social media. A quiet family conversation suddenly turned into something straight out of a reality TV finale. Why? Because Zonnique allegedly dropped the revelation that had everyone in the room frozen. A DNA test. Yes, that kind of DNA test. And the moment those results were mentioned, insiders claimed Tiny didn't just react. She roasted T.I. so hard the internet is still picking up the ashes. But here's the real question. Everyone is asking, what exactly did those results say? And why would something so private explode into one of the most talked about celebrity controversies online right now? Fans are replaying every clip, every interview, every side-eye glance from the Harris family like it's the Zapruder film of hip-hop drama. Was this a misunderstanding? A shocking family secret? Or the beginning of a scandal that could shake the Harris empire? Because if even half of these rumors are true, this story is about to get wild. The internet has a funny way of turning a quiet family moment into a global spectacle. 1 minute, everything seems normal. The next minute, millions of people are dissecting every word, every glance, and every awkward pause. That is exactly the situation unfolding around Tameka, Tiny Harris, T.I., and their daughter Zonnique. What began as a private discussion inside one of hip-hop's most famous households has somehow turned into the latest viral mystery dominating social media feeds. And if you have spent even 5 minutes scrolling lately, you have probably seen the rumors, the whispers, the endless threads trying to connect the dots. Fans are asking the same question over and over again. What exactly happened inside the Harris family that night, and why does everyone suddenly keep mentioning DNA results? Now, before we go any further, it's important to understand something about the Harris family. This is not just any celebrity couple. For decades, T.I. has built an empire in music, television, and business. Known for his sharp mind, his commanding presence, and his ability to control a room, T.I. has always carried himself like a man who stays 10 steps ahead of any situation. Right beside him through it all has been Tameka Tiny Harris. Tiny is not just a supportive spouse standing quietly in the background. Long before the reality shows and headlines, she was already a respected figure in the music world as a member of the legendary R&B group Escape. Over the years, she has developed a reputation for being outspoken, fiercely loyal to her family, and completely unafraid to speak her mind. Together, they built what many fans viewed as a powerful celebrity family. Their reality show gave viewers an inside look at their lives, their parenting style, their arguments, and their attempts to balance fame with family life. And while the show delivered its share of dramatic moments, it also painted a picture of a household that, despite occasional chaos, remained united. But anyone who follows celebrity culture knows that unity can be fragile. Fame magnifies everything. Small disagreements become public debates. Private decisions become trending topics. And sometimes a single unexpected revelation can send an entire narrative spiraling out of control. That is where Zonnique enters the story. Zonnique has grown up in the spotlight, but she has carved out her own identity over the years as a singer, influencer, and media personality. Fans often see her as one of the calmer voices in the family, someone who observes more than she reacts, which is why the latest rumor spreading across the internet has people so curious. According to a wave of social media chatter, a conversation involving Zonnique allegedly brought up the topic of DNA results. The claim is vague, the details are unclear, but the moment those two letters, D and N, entered the discussion, the internet did what the internet always does. It exploded. Within hours, speculation started flying in every direction. Some users claimed the results were tied to a deeply personal family matter. Others insisted the conversation had been taken completely out of context. A few self-proclaimed insiders even suggested the discussion led to a heated exchange between Tiny and T.I. Of course, When celebrity rumors start circulating, the story rarely stays simple. Screenshots begin appearing. Anonymous accounts claim they heard something from someone who knows someone connected to the situation. Suddenly, every podcast, every gossip page, and every reaction channel has a new, exclusive detail to share, and the Harris family, whether they wanted to or not, found themselves right in the middle of another internet storm for longtime fans. The situation felt strangely familiar. Over the years, the Harris household has faced its fair share of public scrutiny. Some controversies were minor misunderstandings blown out of proportion. Others sparked genuine debates about fame, privacy, and responsibility. Through it all, Tiny often positioned herself as the emotional center of the family, someone willing to challenge T.I. when necessary but also determined to keep the family united. That is part of the reason why the current rumors are attracting so much attention. The narrative spreading online suggests that Tiny did not simply react calmly to the alleged DNA revelation. According to the most dramatic versions of the story, she confronted T.I. directly, questioning how such a situation could even exist without her knowing about it. Now again, none of these claims have been confirmed by the family, but that has not stopped the internet from turning every possibility into a full-blown storyline. One viral thread described the alleged moment like something straight out of a television drama. The post claimed that when the topic of DNA results came up, the room reportedly went silent. Everyone present supposedly realized that whatever was about to be discussed could change the tone of the entire conversation. Another account suggested that Tiny's reaction was immediate and intense. According to this version, she did not hold back her feelings. Instead, she reportedly challenged T.I. with a series of pointed questions, forcing him to respond while the rest of the room watched. Again, these are rumors circulating online. But the reason they keep gaining traction is because they fit perfectly into the larger narrative people already associate with celebrity families. Audiences love stories about hidden secrets, unexpected revelations, and powerful figures being forced to explain themselves, and the Harris family has always attracted attention because of their larger-than-life personalities. Take T.I., for example. He has spent years cultivating an image of control and authority, whether he's speaking about music, business, or family values. He tends to deliver his thoughts with the confidence of someone who believes he already knows the outcome of every situation. But what happens when even someone like T.I. is confronted with something unexpected? That is the question many fans are now debating online. Did the alleged DNA conversation truly catch him off guard? Was it simply a misunderstanding blown out of proportion by social media detectives? Or is there a deeper story that has yet to surface? Meanwhile, observers continue analyzing every public appearance from the Harris family. Interviews are being rewatched. Old clips are being reposted. Every interaction between Tiny and T.I. is suddenly being examined for hidden meaning. And then there is Zonnique, the person whose name keeps appearing at the center of the rumor. Supporters argue that she may simply have been sharing information in a calm and straightforward way. Critics claim the revelation, if it happened, might have been the spark that ignited the entire controversy. What makes the situation even more intriguing is how quickly public opinion has divided. Some fans believe Tiny would have every right to react strongly if something important was revealed without her knowledge. Others insist that the internet is once again creating drama where none actually exists. Either way, the conversation is not slowing down. Every hour brings new speculation, new theories, new attempts to reconstruct what might have happened during that now infamous conversation. And the longer the Harris family remains quiet about the details, the louder those theories become, because in the world of celebrity culture, silence often fuels curiosity more than any official statement ever could. Right now, millions of people are watching closely, waiting for some kind of confirmation, denial, or clarification from someone inside the Harris circle. Until that happens, the story continues to evolve through a mixture of gossip, interpretation, and imagination. And if the rumors about Tiny confronting T.I. over those alleged DNA results are even partially true, then what started as a private discussion may end up becoming one of the most talked about celebrity Moments of the year, but here is where the story becomes even more complicated. Because according to a new wave of online chatter, the conversation about those DNA results may have only been the beginning of a much bigger conflict. Because according to a new wave of online chatter, the conversation about those DNA results may have only been the beginning of a much bigger conflict. The moment those words entered the room, the atmosphere reportedly shifted in a way that no one present could ignore. What had started as a calm discussion suddenly carried the tension of something far more serious. Sources who claim to have knowledge of the situation describe the moment as uncomfortable and unusually quiet. The kind of silence that only happens when everyone realizes a conversation has crossed into dangerous territory. According to the most widely shared version of the story, it was Zonnique who first brought up the topic that would send the internet into overdrive. Now, to be clear, no official recording of this moment exists. Everything circulating online comes from secondhand claims, anonymous sources, and the ever-active rumor mill that follows celebrity families like a shadow. But that hasn't stopped thousands of users from piecing together what they believe happened that evening. According to one anonymous insider who spoke to a gossip blog, the discussion started innocently enough. The family had reportedly gathered to talk about personal matters, something that happens in every household whether cameras are present or not. But as the conversation unfolded, Zonnique allegedly mentioned something that immediately caught everyone's attention. DNA results. 3 simple letters that carry enormous implications. The room reportedly went quiet. Not the casual kind of quiet where people are simply listening, but the tense, heavy silence that comes when a statement raises more questions than answers. For a few seconds, no one knew exactly what to say. Then, according to the same insider, Temka Tiny Harris reacted. Tiny has never been known as someone who hides her emotions. Fans who watch the Harris family reality shows know that she tends to speak directly and honestly when something bothers her. And if the rumors circulating online are even partially accurate, that same straightforward energy appeared the moment the DNA topic surfaced. One social media account claiming to have heard about the exchange described Tiny leaning forward and asking a very simple question. What do you mean by DNA results? It sounds like a small question, but according to the story now spreading across the internet, the tone behind it carried a mixture of confusion and disbelief. Because if DNA results were involved in something affecting the family, many observers believed Tiny would naturally expect to know about it. Across the table, attention reportedly shifted toward Ti. Now here is where the rumor mill truly kicks into high gear. Different versions of the story paint slightly different pictures of what happened next. Some claim Ti looked surprised by the direction the conversation was taking. Others insist he tried to calm the situation down before it escalated. But the most dramatic accounts all share one common detail. Tiny did not stay silent for long. According to multiple gossip threads that quickly went viral, Tiny began questioning how something as serious as DNA testing could become a topic of discussion without her being fully aware of it beforehand. Fans reading those threads immediately interpreted her reaction as frustration directed toward Ti, which is where the phrase roasting began appearing in headlines. One anonymous commenter, who claimed to know someone close to the family, described the exchange as intense but controlled. No shouting, no dramatic physical confrontation, just a series of pointed remarks that made it clear Tiny was not pleased with the situation. Meanwhile, observers say Zonnique reportedly remained calm throughout the conversation. If the rumors are accurate, she seemed less interested in starting an argument and more focused on clarifying whatever information she had brought up in the first place. But when family dynamics are already complicated, even a calm explanation can feel like gasoline on a fire. And the internet, as always, wasted no time turning speculation into full-blown entertainment. Within hours of the first rumor appearing, reaction channels began posting breakdown videos analyzing the supposed confrontation. Comment sections exploded with theories about what the DNA results might actually refer to. Some viewers suggested it could involve a distant family matter. Others jumped to much wilder conclusions that had little evidence to support them. The phrase "Tiny roasting Ti" started trending in several corners of social media, not because anyone had verified the exchange, but because the idea itself was irresistible to gossip audiences. After all, public disagreements between celebrity couples always attract attention, especially when both individuals have strong personalities, and no one can deny that. Temka, Tiny Harris, and T.I. have built their reputation on being outspoken. Over the years, the two have shared plenty of candid moments with fans. Interviews, reality television appearances, and social media posts have all shown that their relationship includes both loyalty and occasional friction. That honesty is part of what made audiences feel connected to them in the first place, but it also means that when rumors of a disagreement surface, people assume there must be some truth behind them. Meanwhile, the alleged DNA revelation continued spreading across the internet like wildfire. Blogs began publishing speculative articles. Twitter threads attempted to map out timelines. TikTok creators recorded dramatic reenactments of what they imagined the conversation looked like. One particularly viral video claimed that Tiny's reaction included a sarcastic comment directed toward T.I., suggesting that if there were answers to be given, he should be the one providing them. Again, none of this has been confirmed. But in the world of online storytelling, confirmation is often less important than narrative, and the narrative forming around the Harris family was becoming increasingly dramatic. Supporters of Tiny argued that her supposed reaction made perfect sense. They claimed any partner would want clarity. If unexpected information about their family suddenly appeared during a conversation. Others defended T.I., insisting that the entire situation sounded like a misunderstanding blown completely out of proportion by people who were not present. Then there were the fans who simply grabbed popcorn and watched the chaos unfold, because celebrity drama, real or imagined, has become a form of entertainment in its own right. As the hours passed, more supposed insiders began appearing online. Some claim the discussion had actually lasted much longer than originally reported. Others insisted that what started as a single question eventually turned into a broader conversation about trust, communication, and family transparency. Whether those claims are accurate remains impossible to verify. But the fact that so many different versions of the story exist only adds to the mystery surrounding what truly happened that night. And perhaps the most interesting part of all is the reaction from the Harris family themselves so far. Neither T.I. nor Temka Tiny Harris has publicly addressed the supposed confrontation in detail. Their silence has only fueled more speculation from fans who believe the lack of clarification must mean something significant happened. Meanwhile, Zonnique continues to appear in online discussions as the person who unknowingly set the entire chain reaction in motion, and if the internet's growing fascination with this story is any indication, the alleged DNA conversation may end up becoming one of those viral celebrity mysteries that people talk about for months, but just when it seemed like the speculation had reached its peak, a new twist began circulating online, suggesting that the fallout from that conversation might extend far beyond one uncomfortable family moment. But just when it seemed like the speculation had reached its peak, a new twist began circulating online, suggesting that the fallout from that conversation might extend far beyond one uncomfortable family moment. By the following day, the story had taken on a life of its own. What began as whispers about a quiet family discussion was now being treated like a full-blown celebrity investigation by the internet. Fans were digging through old interviews, resurfacing clips from past reality show episodes, and examining every interaction between T.I. and Temka Tiny Harris as if they were detectives piecing together a puzzle. One viral thread even attempted to build a timeline. According to that post, the alleged DNA conversation might have been connected to a larger family issue that had quietly been developing behind the scenes for months. The post didn't offer solid evidence, but that didn't stop it from gaining hundreds of thousands of views. Soon other accounts began adding their own exclusive details. One self-described insider claimed that after the conversation about DNA results surfaced, the mood inside the room reportedly changed completely. What had started as confusion slowly turned into a serious discussion about trust and communication within the family. According to that source, Tamka Tiny Harris allegedly expressed frustration not only about the information itself, but about how it had come to light in the first place. The suggestion was that the issue wasn't just the DNA results. It was the feeling that something important had been discussed without her full awareness. If that version of events is accurate, it could explain why the internet quickly framed the situation as Tiny roasting. Fans familiar with Tiny's personality know she tends to address problems head-on. She isn't known for quietly brushing things aside. So the idea that she would challenge T.I. directly felt believable enough for many viewers who had watched their dynamic over the years. Meanwhile, reaction channels continued fueling the conversation. One popular commentator joked that the Harris household had somehow turned into the most dramatic episode of reality television without a single camera crew present. Another creator sarcastically suggested that if the rumors were true, the conversation probably sounded like a courtroom cross-examination, but beneath the jokes and memes, a serious question kept surfacing. What exactly were those DNA results referring to? Some users speculated that the discussion could involve extended family matters. Others guessed that it might relate to a personal situation that had been misunderstood online. Without confirmation, every possibility remained open, and that uncertainty kept the rumor mill spinning. Faster. Then came another layer of speculation, a few gossip. Blogs began suggesting that the alleged conversation might have led to a much longer, private discussion later that evening between Tiny and T.I. According to these claims, the two reportedly stepped away from the rest of the group to talk things through in private. Again, there is no verified proof that such a meeting happened, but the story captured people's imagination because it fit perfectly into the narrative of a powerful celebrity couple dealing with unexpected family tension. Over the years, T.I. has built a reputation as someone who prefers to handle problems strategically. He is known for thinking several steps ahead, weighing the consequences of every decision. That personality trait has helped him navigate business deals, industry politics, and public controversies, but relationships operate differently from business negotiations. When emotions enter the picture, even the most calculated approach can struggle to keep everything under control. Supporters of Tiny pointed out that if she truly felt surprised by the discussion, her reaction would be understandable. Families thrive on communication and unexpected revelations, especially ones involving sensitive topics like DNA, can create tension even in the strongest relationships. On the other side of the debate, defenders of T.I. argued that the internet might be exaggerating a completely normal family conversation. They pointed out that rumors often grow larger with every retelling, especially when millions of people are watching, and that may be the most fascinating aspect of the entire situation. The story has evolved almost entirely through interpretation. There are no official statements confirming a confrontation, no recorded footage showing what happened during the alleged exchange. Yet the narrative has grown so detailed that many people now discuss it as if they personally witnessed the moment. This is the strange power of modern celebrity culture. Information spreads instantly, but certainty moves much slower. As the days passed, observers began noticing something interesting about the Harris family's public presence. While the internet continued debating the alleged DNA conversation, neither T.I. nor Tamka Tiny Harris appeared eager to address the rumors directly. Their silence only intensified the curiosity. For some fans, the lack of clarification suggested that the situation might be more complicated than people realize. For others, it simply confirmed that responding to every online rumor would be impossible. Meanwhile, Zonnique remained a central figure in the conversation despite saying very little publicly about the topic. Many viewers speculated that she may never have intended for her comments to trigger such widespread attention. If the rumors about the initial discussion are accurate, she may have simply mentioned information during a private conversation, never expecting the internet to transform it into a full-blown scandal narrative. And yet that is exactly what happened. Within days, The phrase "tiny roasting tie" had become one of the most repeated headlines in celebrity gossip circles. Reaction videos, podcasts, and blog posts continued analyzing every possible interpretation of the supposed exchange. Some creators even began joking that the Harris family might wake up one morning to discover that the internet had written an entire movie script about their lives without asking permission. The truth, as always, is probably far less dramatic than the rumors suggest, but that hasn't stopped audiences from watching closely, waiting for the next development that might confirm or challenge the story. Everyone has been discussing because whether the alleged DNA conversation was a misunderstanding, a serious family matter, or simply another internet rumor. One thing is certain: the Harris family once again finds itself at the center of a viral debate that refuses to fade away, and until someone directly involved decides to explain what really happened, the speculation will continue to grow, evolve, and spread across social media, which brings us to the question millions of people are still asking: was this truly a shocking family revelation that caught everyone off guard? Or just another example of how quickly online rumors can transform an ordinary moment into headline-level drama? Right now, only the people inside that room know the real answer. And now the question is in your hands. After everything we've just unpacked, what do you think actually happened inside the Harris household? Was this truly a tense family moment that caught everyone off guard, or is the internet once again turning a private conversation into a massive celebrity controversy? Fans across social media are still debating every detail, every rumor, and every possible explanation involving Tameka, Tiny Harris, T.I., and Zonnique Poulins. Some people believe Tiny had every right to question what was going on, while others argue that the entire situation might have been exaggerated by online speculation. So we want to hear from you. Do you think the alleged DNA conversation was a misunderstanding? Or could there really be a deeper story that hasn't been revealed yet? Drop your thoughts in the comments and join the debate, because your perspective might highlight something everyone else missed. And if this story shocked you or made you curious about what might happen next, make sure you hit the like button and subscribe to the channel for more deep dives into the biggest celebrity stories making waves online. Turn on notifications as well, because if any new details about this situation surface, you'll want to be the first to know.